welcome to this week's tarot reading. This week I am using the Mythic Tarot. It is a tarot deck created around Greek mythology, and it has some wonderful stories that we may or may not be familiar with. So I have been shuffling the deck with a view to pull our usual 3 cards. Let me just connect and we'll see what the tarot has in store for us this week. Okay, we'll cut the deck and we'll take the top 3 cards. Our first card will look at the present moment, what's happening in our field right now. Our second card is going to look at the past influence that brought us here. And the third card will look at the future potential. So turning the first card, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, Pentacles being the earth element. So this is related to finances or the material realm. And here on her throne, we see Omphale. Now, Omphale is the queen of a kingdom that was left to her by her husband. She's a very earthy woman, very passionate, and very sexy. She's very much in control of her sensuality. And the myth goes that one day she went to market to purchase some slaves and she saw Hercules on sale. Now, Hercules was at a low point in his career. You may be more familiar with the term Hercules as opposed to Hercules, but Hercules is really the way you pronounce it. So he was at a low point in his career and he'd been taken to Asia and he basically was being sold as a slave. And she saw his potential, plus she kind of admired what he looked like, and so she chose to buy him. Ultimately, he became her lover, she his mistress. They lived happily for quite a long time. She allowed him to sit with her in the throne room. She allowed him to dress in elaborate jewels. So he pretty much gave up his lion cloth. And in essence, she actually paraded around wearing his lion cloth. And so they were a pretty cool pair in that they both had a lot in common. Okay, so she is very connected to her sensuality. She knows what she wants and she'll basically go out and get it. So here we have the Queen of Pentacles. In this current moment, are we feeling very connected to the earth, very connected to our sensuality and knowing exactly what it is that we want? Let's bear that in mind as we see the past influence. Well, it's the Ace of Swords. Now, the swords is the air element. This is about the thinking mind. And here we see Athene. Now, Athene is the goddess of war. So she's very good in battle. And you see that in the way she's wielding this huge sword, which is double-edged. So we have to be careful here. What are we thinking? Is it double-edged? Is there a new thought? This is the ace. It's at the beginning of the journey. Is this a new thought, an epiphany, and a eureka? Something that we've been mulling around, but it may have come from conflict, Athene being the goddess of war. So this new idea, this eureka moment, may have been born out of a conflict that brought us to a place where we decide to be more earthy and get in touch with our sensuality and really know what it is that we want in this material realm. Now, let's see where it's going. Okay, it's going to the Four of Pentacles. Now, the Four of Pentacles, again, the earth element, is showing Daedalus here, holding on very tightly to 4 pentacles, 4 coins, whilst he watches his nephew create something. Now, this is all about jealousy and holding on miserly. So Daedalus is a very clever craftsman, but his nephew is pretty good too. And Daedalus has this kind of jealousy that his nephew might be able to surpass his own abilities. And so he's holding on tight to knowledge here. He's holding on tight to those pentacles. Obviously, his nephew has no idea that this is going on. He's just happily creating whatever it is that he's thinking of. So, in essence, in the future, what this is saying is if we do have that eureka moment, if we've had it, and we are now being able to connect with that earthly sensuality and we know what it is that we want, we need to be careful that we don't just keep that idea all to ourselves, that we don't hold it too tightly, that we allow others into the idea so that it can become more creative and more powerful. So that's the message this week. Let me know how you get on with that, and I'll see you next time. Have a great one. Bye now.